The impact of new technology and media on business to consumer. The first thing to think about here is accessibility of world markets through the advent of the internet, and the functionality of mobile device has shifted the power to the consumer. As in we, the consumer, now have more choice and more information. Back in the old days, you go to the shop down the road, they have a handful of products, they have a handful of knowledge as well. So they'll say, hey, this is the product for you. As a consumer, our knowledge or understanding is also quite limited and would say, cool, that's the product for me. But in today's world, you can go online, you can see reviews, you can see what other people have posted about a product. You can see products from around the world. So all of a sudden, there's been a shift in power to the consumer. 3D printing, still in its infancy, I believe, will have a greater or greatest potential impact going forward. Imagine a world of tomorrow where you go into a store and rather than buying a piece of clothing which may fit you okay or may fit you really well, you can select the design and print the item of clothing which will fit you perfectly. Like, how cool would that be? Imagine going to Bunnings and rather than Bunnings being a ginormous warehouse, it's the size of a coffee shop. And rather than having hundreds and thousands of stock on order, you can go there and select the tool that you want, and they can 3D print it for you. Now, that's kind of cool. The way consumers communicate with business has fundamentally changed with new technology and the incorporation of social media into marketing campaigns. Back in the old days, advertisement and communication was very one-sided, as in from business to consumer. But with social media, we, the consumer, now have a voice. We can have a dialogue with the marketers. And marketers also need to ensure that they provide interesting, relevant, and accurate content for customers. This last one's really interesting and really important. It's interesting and important because you've probably noticed this in the last few years. With the world having more and more communication and more content, the quality of it has also seen a pretty big jump. Now, the old ways of doing things, which wasn't as sharp, wasn't as relevant, wasn't as tailored to our needs, work. But in today's world, it just doesn't. So this is where there's been a push, an impact, a disruption to how business and consumers interact with each other. The impact of new technologies and media on peer-to-peer. New market categories have developed with the advent of the internet and social media communication. Sites are either peer-to-peer, for example, music and video sharing sites, or micro-retailing, as in selling secondhand and original goods and services through eBay, Gumtree, Etsy. They usually have one product or one line and sell in low numbers. And new sharing economy is growing rapidly. People share everything from cars to boats and other assets. In the same way that other peer-to-peer businesses, such as eBay, allow anyone to become a retailer, sharing sites allow individuals to act as taxi drivers, so Uber, hoteliers, Airbnb, and tour operators as and when it suits them.